I am the one. Everybody dumb. My pawns on my echo wood, then a loaded gun. I don't need to stun, cause I am the one. I do this for fun, I do this for fun. I am the one.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. It's been, 2-3 weeks? A lot has changed, no, Benni?
It's been a while.
A lot has changed, but something still remains the same. We'll come on to it again. But yeah, love for jumping on, people. You know what to do. Don't worry about Bram. He's not hiding like his team. He will be on later. He has advised that he will be late. So Bram will be on. But you know what to do. Slap a like first and foremost. Comment by all means. Share your thoughts, your comments. Of course, you know how we do. We put every comment on the screen. So let's get into it. How's my brothers doing? Benni Blanco, Ruben 10. How are you, my brother?
I'm as good as can be, bro. I have a bit of a bug at the moment, so it's not for the faint-hearted or the faint-hearted. But yeah, we move. I think the way I feel is the way our team is playing. We're playing tonight. The stress continues, but all right. High spirits. Happy to be here. Happy to see you. Oh, happy to see you. I missed you. I was telling Beast now. I miss you guys. I miss you, Beast. I miss you, Davey. I'm good though.
Same, likewise. Don't worry, we're gonna do that link up soon. And the Beasteroni Escabab, you know. Beasteroni Escabab, you know. How are you, my G?
I'm all good. I know Benni didn't miss that.
Fuck miss that.
Nah, I'm good. I'm waiting for the season to end because this anxiety of mine, it can't hold until the end of the season. Everyone is waiting for us to buckle and
enjoy the journey, my man. Enjoy the journey to your 20th title. Enjoy the journey. You don't have the stress that through next year. You don't have the stress that through next year, bro. There's no stress. There's no anxiety that should come from your side, Beast. I'm sorry.
Exactly. What do you say about?
That anxiety is unnecessary.
But
it's unnecessary.
Game against Bournemouth. That is that cock. You can't have 57 shots at goal and he scored 290.
Nunes scored 2 late on. You want to know. You want to know.
No exciting for 90 minutes.
Come on.
How is this, man? Is it over there? Are you still alive? It's a very quiet. We're gonna see. Yeah, he's just been quiet. We're gonna see him when they win the league. Then you're not gonna stop seeing Isidore.
Nah, but look, where do we start? Let's get straight into it. Benni, where do we start? Do we start with the good being Liverpool, the bad being Arsenal, the ugly being United? Where do we start?
We start with the good being Liverpool. They're top of the log, number one. So they should be the number one topic.
Yeah, let's start. Roni, how are you? I know you might be nervous. I personally don't know what to do. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's a good feeling to have. You're supposed to feel good about it, but there's always that. We had a 12-point gap 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We had that, and we saw how that turned out. So City wasn't as bad as what City is now. So that is the big plus. I'm not too fearful about whoever else is chasing us because they can't win all the games. Mathematically, Liverpool needs 11 wins, 4 draws, and they can lose the other 3, I think.
Whoever worked that out, hands the fuck with that. It must be an Asian. It has to be an Asian.
Yeah, because
that's the algorithm.
How they worked it out was the second, third, and fourth must win all the games, and Liverpool can win 11 of the 17.
Okay.
And so even if we lose
3 losses,
we still safe. Yeah, we still safe, and that means if they lose 1, it just adds another one to us that we can lose. So mathematically, we shouldn't actually be worried because no one from 2 to 5 is going to win all the remaining games.
I don't.
I feel.
Look, personally, for me,
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, still now. What stress and anxiety? What? Knowing that, why the stress and anxiety?
Exactly.
Remember, if you get one defeat now, you don't know what's going to happen after that. Is this now the start of the panic? We know Klopp, we don't know Slot. How's he going to react to that? We know how Klopp reacted to it, losing one, losing two, trying to keep the players calm, keeping the same 11 and trusting the 11 and then bouncing back. Is he going to lose one and then revert back to changing 2-3 changes after that? If we don't win the next game, do we go back to our previous 11? How do you react to it? We don't know how Slot reacts to it. So it's something.
Do you think that top is inevitable, Bisto?
Do I think?
That top that you talk about, that fearful dip, do you think it's inevitable?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen?
No, I don't.
Why?
Like I said, Slot is different to Klopp. Things when we played under Klopp, we were happy to concede. He was happy to concede, so we expected to concede, but we would still come away with the 3 points. Well, Slot is different. He doesn't want to concede, so that's already a big change by him. Where I was watching an interview yesterday where someone said Liverpool is boring. They're playing boring football nowadays. And then Danny Murphy gave a whole breakdown of December month, scoring 24 goals in 8 games. Things like that if you look at it holistically for December, we were the top scoring team. We top in England, we top in Europe. But it's not as exciting as what it was with Klopp. If whoever watched any Klopp game would know what he's referring to when it's that exciting. Which
it's not how it's more efficient.
Reserve side to Liverpool, which I'm happy for.
Yeah.
Clean sheets to him is very important. Klopp told you we're going to score against you. We're going to score 5 against you. Yeah, it's more efficient. So, like I said, if the dip should come, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how we react to the dip. If we're going to go through a dip, what is going to happen? Look at the Champions League. The aim is to, with the new format, the aim is to be top so you can get a better or weaker opponent in the last 16. The top teams in Europe, the top 10 teams in Europe is between 17 and 25. They're there. And that's the teams you're going to get. You get those teams, but it's Real Madrid, PSG, Man City. So it's actually
Bayern and Juve also in the mix there as well.
6, you're going to have a better opponent than the guy in the first. So everyone is saying now, what is the point? What is the point of ending top? No one knew that the rest of Europe is going to be shit. No one knew that PSG, Barca, Bayern, Madrid, everyone is going to struggle and be at that end of the table. Liverpool did what they needed to do. But if next week is going to be probably the best Champions League final match day that we saw.
100%.
Because everyone is playing the same time. Even the team that is 25th in qualifying. Because the gap is so tight. And it's only the top 8 that automatically qualifies. But City can go for
it. Everything in the Champions League, sorry, Mister. Everything in the Champions League was building up to this fixture, this final fixture, because there's so much permutations that can happen. And everything at the same time, like we have it in the league with the promotion and the relegation. It's going to be mad.
Can I ask you guys a question? Which format do you
I'm happy with. Yeah.
Which format do you prefer? This one or the previous one? I like this one. To be honest with you, I like it. I love this one. There's big games every week.
I like this one.
There's big games every week.
I like this one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, sorry, before you go, Bisa, the thing what I like about this one is how many match days over the Champions League have we said before? Okay, it's the final match. The teams are going to play the second string team. We know exactly who's going to go through with the top 2 is basically decided. Then how many times have we heard, okay, only from the quarterfinals, the Champions League gets exciting. I like this, honestly, that it's going to the final day.
Yeah.
Best part for me is the teams in the Champions League don't drop down to the Europa. That's the best part for me. If you're out of the Champions League, you don't deserve to be in the Europa. Done.
I hated that shit, honestly. Beasley, you were going to say?
Yeah. And I think what they wanted to achieve with this format, they did. Their main objective for this format, they achieved that with a big game every week. And it's more than one game.
Yeah.
Look, let's touch a bit on the Champions League because it's been a crazy week of football. Barcelona's game against Benfica, City, PSG, Feyenoord beating Bayern Munich. Standout game for you guys this week? Which one?
I think it's Barca for me.
Boerse comebacks. Brute. City was 2-0 up to lose 4-2. City was 2-0 up.
I'm going with that one. I'm with you on that one. Look, Barca.
And this is the second time. 3-0 up against Feyenoord as well. To draw 3-3. To lose this one.
But look at
they are so inconsistent.
In 15 minutes, 4 goals were scored. It was 2-2 in 15 minutes. Everything happened in the second half between the 55th minute and the 70th minute.
There's no first half. There's no at half time.
Yeah,
City was a game in 8 minutes.
I think City was just lucky to score that 2 goals. That was really lucky because.
But I mean, you 2-0 up away from home. You are Manchester City. You close the game out. For you to lose 4-2. Bruh. It's a Moors result from PSG. It's a Moors result.
But what is it with City? Like, just when I thought they were coming back into the swing of things, and then, okay, look, they've signed 3 players. They're doing their business off the pitch. Mamouche, like me and Beast were chatting offline, is a good signing as well. Benni, what do you think is the issue? Someone told me today it's because of Pep's news that came out about his divorce, but I just think it's down to
I think it's a number of things. It could be a number of things. I mean, Cheeky Begerstan is leaving. This is his last season there. They're making way for Hugo Vega. Pep, with his off-field issues, getting divorced after 30 years, must obviously have an impact on him personally. And it's almost like this is the team, the Manchester City team, is an extension of Pep. They're an extension of his mood, of everything. So if Pep is in a bad mood, City plays shit. If Pep is happy, City plays well. And we can't ignore the fact that their heartbeat is missing in Rodri. And like everybody else, they are suffering huge amounts of injuries. They are signing players, but those players aren't Premier League proven. I mean, I've never heard of none of them besides Mamouche before this window. You know what I mean? Mamouche, you heard of him in the background, but wasn't someone a name that came to the forefront. I think I think it's the Kazakhstan kid. We don't know how he's going to be in the league. Brazilian kid is the other signing. So I don't know. There's a number of things for City going wrong, and off-field issues have now affected the results, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. Beaster, your thoughts? Beaster still here. Beaster muted himself. Brownie.
You look like a DJ in a memorial.
Brownie with Konate is latte in front of him. But yeah, do you think they'll still get top 4 though, Benni? Because they have Chelsea over the weekend. They've got Chelsea over the weekend.
They have a bad run of games. They have Chelsea, they have Arsenal, they have Liverpool. They have a bad run of games coming up now. Tough fixtures. But top 4, yes. I think Nottingham Forest will fall out. I don't know. Chelsea's just as inconsistent. We know that Liverpool and Arsenal will be there. So it's basically 2 spots up for grabs between quite a number of clubs. But I think if there's any team capable of putting a run together, it's the City team.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. Ronnie, you with us? You back?
I'm back.
You think they'll get top 4, City?
If you look at the top 8 teams in there, the strongest team, of the strongest teams, City is up there with the strongest teams that knows the pressure, knows what's at stake, knows how to get over the line. Whereas teams like Forest and Villa and whoever else that's up there, they haven't been in that situation for the past few years. So I think it's either going to go Leicester for you or it's going to go City for you. And Leicester, I mean, everyone else is going to just have a Leicester season where everything goes your way because there's no favorable fixtures anymore. People are saying you have a better run, We all know.
There's no shit teams in the league, guys. There's no cuck teams in the league.
I think that bottom 3, Southampton is cuck otherwise. That 2 wins.
Southampton gave us one of the most difficult games of the season.
Okay,
Southampton gave us.
We'll come on.
I'm just saying.
That's going to count. Never mind the opponent is whether you're playing home or whether you're playing away. that's going to work in your favor.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we've touched on City. Just a quick prediction: City Chelsea. How do you see that one going? Because City win puts them in good state. They go above Chelsea. And if Chelsea win, then City are again on like I don't want to say crisis mode, but then they also again like we said at the beginning, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Quick prediction: City Chelsea, Ronnie.
I think because City is home, I think they might just get over the line. But I see Chelsea even scoring first because they started all the games very well. But I see City fighting back. I know the Kyle Walker issue by them. Savinho came in for Doku, so their firepower came from Doku. Grealish's goal is probably going to be something good for them. I don't know if he's going to start, but I think his 11 is going to be determine how that game is going to go. City's been waking up late recently. Besides Ipswich, that doesn't count. Playing Southampton and Ipswich doesn't count. So I see Chelsea scoring first, but 2-1 to City.
Enough. I'm going for 1-1 draw actually in that one. Benni?
I'm going for Chelsea win.
That can happen, bro.
3-2.
Can happen.
3-2.
I'd like to say exciting.
I just know that City have a very soft underbelly this season, especially defensively. And Chelsea's attack this season is brilliant, I think.
Chelsea took points of them both home and away last season. So
they have the number.
It's been a better Chelsea team. Let's just get into the chat. Aslam says, I don't give a FUCK about exciting football anymore because this team's aren't playing exciting football against us. I just want a W and a move. Say no more, my bro. That's all it is.
That is what Liverpool has been doing this season, and it looks like that's what will win them the title.
Personally, to be honest, I don't know how Ronnie feels. I don't think they've even got out of second gear yet, to be honest.
They didn't need to.
This is now not taking anything away from Beast or anything like that, but I'm not like, how do I put this to you? There's still a level that they can go up. Do you know what I mean? Where they can blast you away with that firepower that they've got. I don't know how you feel.
And I think, I agree with you. And I think it's just certain individuals stepping up when we need them to. We're having an off game, but there'll be 1 or 2 guys coming to the party that gives us the 3 points. So Gravenberg we'll concede sloppy goals that we wouldn't normally concede. We don't normally concede those goals. But in the have a bit of magic. Even when Salah isn't scoring, you have a bit of magic going forward, and that's how you get the goal. And I think that is what makes league winners. Like Benni always says, win the game, you're not supposed to win. Whereas Liverpool has been in a situation where they're supposed to win the game, but the goals aren't coming.
Yeah, because you create chances all the time. And that's why I say the stress shouldn't be there, because once you stop creating chances, that's when you should get worried. And that has not been the problem for Liverpool this season. The problem has been maybe in some games just putting them away, being more clinical. But in the games that you've struggled against Wolves, 37 shots, what was it on target? But that's not a problem with your team. It's the problem with your system. It's the problem with was it Brentford? Yeah, 37. So I don't see the stress and the anxiety. Yeah, I don't see the stress or the anxiety.
Same. Fair enough. Fairs. Where the hell are we now? Aslam says, you were 2-0 up at home. You can't talk if you came to win it at versus Southampton. That was probably directed at me well, just like Beaster said, my man. Clinical difference is Villa have Ollie Watkins. We have a Kai Havertz, and Liverpool can bring on just the people we mentioned, and we're bringing on Raheem Sterling. But I'll touch on that later. I've got a good fat load to say. Like you said, City are going to get charged. They're not going to get charged nothing.
That's fine, apparently.
City will make top 4. The results will come. Liverpool are starting to show cracks.
I don't agree with the second part of that statement. I don't agree.
I also would like to know what cracks. Welcome, if you elaborate on that, my bro. But yeah, Aslam feels. I feel Forest might keep that top spot. Let's not be surprised. Nuno might have the experience this season. Look, they have been playing some exciting football as well. You never know. Like Easter said, it could be a lesson for them.
It could. Would it boil down to Nuno Espirito Santo though? I think they've been building that team over a long time, and it's been a lot of misses before it became hits, whereas they have so many players in the pool that they can actually pull a strong starting 11 and a strong bench from what they have available. And I think it's the same with Chelsea. They have so many players in a position or a pool to choose from that from all of those players, you can choose a strong 11 and a strong bench. And I think that's helping them this season, especially with all the games, because Chelsea, like every other team, is experiencing a lot of injuries, but they have so many players to cover for them. So does Nottingham Forest.
True. 100%. The rotations happening now in the team is keeping the team fresh. I want the sub for Ryan. I wanted to ask Beast
Exactly.
about that. He's dropping out because I wanted to ask, like, do you look? I personally don't think they don't need to change anything in the team, but would you say, Raoni, you would want a backup number 6 for Gravenberch in the January window?
I wouldn't say January window. McAllister, I feel, can do that 6 role. He's not played the all season.
And Endo.
It wasn't it. Endo is on the bench. He can come up. He's not going to be as effective going forward as what Gravenberch is, because Gravenberch makes us take one turn of him, changes a fucking game. Not just that moment, but it changes the game because he does it consistently. And if you see how we play out from the back, is what every team practices for, to break the lines, but break the lines effectively. Busquets did it. He's probably the best in the world to do it. Even though there were very good sixes in the world, but you can't break the lines the way Gravenberch kids break the lines. Other players can do it. Declan Rice is very good in 6, but he can't break the lines the way they do. And I think that's what puts you at an advantage when things aren't going your way. When people's playing with a low block, things like that sucks them out. Because you're playing all out to the back. As soon as you find that entrance out and the trigger goes, everyone is out, they on the back foot automatically, their low block is now null and void because now we all there. It's not just a high ball over the top. Because other teams, they can't play from the back. They play a long ball, then it's 3v3. Liverpool do that. They play through Gravenberch as 4v3. We always outnumber them and overload certain areas thanks to him. If we don't play him in, it's even up. Then he needs Salah to be continuous going again.
I can hear you, bro. Carry on.
You can hear you.
I can hear you, bro.
Can you hear me?
You. Yeah, I can hear you. Carry on.
Yeah, but fucking thing. It was just hacking all the time. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Carry on, man.
If we're gonna bring on someone like Endo or someone like McAllister playing in 6, you're not necessarily gonna get that. But he's gonna do what the 6 is required to do, which is what you need. Something just be a 6.
Can I play devil's advocate here? Would you bring Bacetic back?
I would. I would. I'm a moose of it like that.
If the replacement is gonna come, I don't think it's needed for January. I think in the summer will be okay to get the replacement.
Fair enough.
They're fine with their team, and I don't blame them because that team has been built over quite a number of years in the image of Klopp, and all that Slot did was just fine-tune where he saw it needed fit to fit his way of playing, and they are reaping the benefits, bro. There's nothing needed in that team. Not even Chiesa wasn't needed.
Fair enough. Aslam said the 2-0 was to Benni for gunning City for the game versus PSG. Sorry, my bro. I'm just very annoyed right now. I'm very on edge when it comes to Arsenal, which we will touch on now shortly because we said we're going to the bad and then we'll come on to the ugly. Still waiting for Bram to come, but no, say no more. Again, Aslam says, yes, I would, Dave. The only difference between Gravenberch and the other 6 is that he can dribble past the block and not pass through it. That's also a good point that is made there. Guys, let's talk Arsenal Football Club. Now, I don't know how you guys have been feeling. Me personally.
Sorry to break your word, but before you get in that picture that you have behind you is more or less Arsenal's team. With that missing gaps in between. You see that? Look at your cloakroom there. There's a few missing fuckers there. Number 2 is missing. Number 5 is missing. Number 4 is That's how you pitch up.
Yeah, but again, we've had this discussion before. You know, I was saying to Dre in the week, actually, I'm so tired of doing pods and saying the same thing over and over and over for season upon season.
It's been years. It's been years now. It's been years.
How many, you guys know, we've been doing this thing now for what, 4-5 years now, and how many times have I said, we need a striker, we need this, we need that, we need to invest. I'm tired of talking about the summer window, and a lot of people were rating the summer window 8 out of 10. I gave it a 3. You can see now clearly when a few injuries happen, which we knew was going to happen. You can only look at the amount of football they played last year. I'll be honest, guys. We all know it. Benny, when you guys won the league the last time, you would say the 1 year you were fortunate with injuries, but then the next year you got hit properly in defense. That you even started playing Henderson and Fabinho in defense. If I'm correct in saying that. The same thing is happening now. We've had Odegaard missing for 2 seasons. Saka's out. I don't even think I'm going to see Saka until the season because that's an operation on a hamstring. That's a 3rd grade hamstring tear. Odegaard out for 2 months. Saliba out. Gabriel out. Jesus out. But again, injuries are part of the game. You don't do your business in the summer window. And again, people were glazing to me about Kai Havertz that's going to score you 20 goals in the Premier League. I just know for a fact some people in Arsenal, Cape Town are going to have to hold that. I'm going to want my bottle of Hennessy cold. And the most frustrating thing is this was the year actually that I felt Arsenal should have done something like, look, okay, 2 years ago, you could say, okay, no one expected that. None of us expected us to compete for the title, young squad, fine, fair enough. Last season, we came 2 points short. Fine. You fucked yourself against West Ham, Fulham, and against Villa in the last near the end. Fine. You can't control City going on that mad run that they did. This was the year that I wanted us to show, you know what? Let's kick on. Last year, you signed Declan Rice 110 million. You signed Kai Havertz 65 million. You put all your eggs in the basket of Kai Havertz. But people are still saying all we need is a clinical striker. What does he do? You go and sign Mikel Merino, who turns slower than I've seen trucks turn faster than him. Calafiori, who's out injured. Somebody needs to go fucking check his injury record because Bologna already fucking fleeced us for that supposed Japanese guy, that right back that we've got, Tomiyasu. He's not Japanese. The Japas I know are harder out. That guy's Indonesian, bro. How can you have someone that's so injured and no one knows why he's injured? That's 2 seconds on Calafiori. And what do we fucking go do? We go again to Bologna and they fleece us again for Calafiori. And the best part is Raheem the Dream Holler Sterling. That is now who we're bringing on. My good God. Man has scored 1 goal and that's against Bolton. I don't know. I personally don't know. And now the problem is the 7 days left of the window. That's so simple. And this, you know what my biggest frustration with it all is everybody says you can't get signings in January. Motherfucker Aubameyang, we signed Aubameyang in January. Liverpool signed Diaz in January. Liverpool signed Van Dijk in January. Lookman has a release clause. You can go sign him to replace Saka. Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, they both have release clauses. Mamouche, you can go sign him. West Ham bid 57 million the other day for John Duran, who's unhappy. These are players that I'm mentioning off the top of my head that can improve us right now. I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about next year. Forget next year. Forget next year because I can guarantee you.
You have opportunity now. You have opportunity now. You have the opportunity now, right now.
Because City are not going to be like this next year.
Arsenal is one of the big clubs. It's not a team like.
Carry on. Carry on, Beast. I'm listening.
Yeah. Arsenal is a big club. Arsenal is a big club that can get reinforcements just to get you through the season. It's not a big club that's going to invest a whole lot of money, 50% of their income to get a player in just to get through the season, which Forest can't do, Newcastle can't do. Teams like that can't do because they don't make enough. Arsenal makes enough so they can splurge a 70 mil in January to get you through the season.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't do it.
But you know what I think?
And if they do, Davey, if they do go out now and they buy that number 9, like Aslam said, who I think would be perfect, is João Pedro from Brighton. Say they do get him and you don't win the league, then you can't blame Mikel Arteta. Then you can't blame me, Carlos.
No,
Then it's
but
just what the fuck
thing
you
is,
doing.
No, the thing is,
At least he tried. At least he tried.
least he
No.
If you go through
I
this
will.
whole season now to the end, do you have to blame Arteta then?
No.
You
There is
have
a
to.
lot this season.
Yeah.
There is a fat load that I can blame Arteta for, and I'll name it off the top of my fucking head now. Because now you rub me up the wrong way now. Let's start with playing Thomas Partey. Let's start with Thomas Partey at right back. Thomas Partey has been our best midfielder all season. What team between all three of us here plays your best midfielder at right back, and you have Jakob Kiwior sitting on the bench? You signed Jakob Kiwior. I didn't sign Jakob Kiwior. He signed Jakob Kiwior. We all know. I can guarantee you who's the next guy to break down a Stumber. I'm telling you. So let me give you a stat. Let me give you a fun fact, because I'm all about absolutes here. I'm all about absolutes. I don't like to talk suck shit out of my thumb. Thomas Partey has played 6 games at right back. Only one of those games we've won. No, that was against Southampton, and that's only because he changed the system in that game. He brought on the strong men. 5 other games we haven't won with Thomas Partey playing at right back. Right. So now, you tell me, what clearly is the problem? Where does the problem lie? Is it who played 3 defensive midfielders twice this season? I'm going Pep, full on Pep, twice this season against Bournemouth away. He played a Benni, a midfield 3 of Jorginho, who's slow as hell, Marino, who's even slower, and Declan Rice. He did the same thing against Brighton. So you tell me, whose fault is it he keeps on sticking with Kai Havertz? That's where I can blame him. Look at our defense.
He doesn't have another option though. Who, if not Kai Havertz, who did he? Who?
Well, you can play Trossard center forward. You can play Martinelli center forward. You can bring in Ethan. He's stuck for full on 2 months in the time that Odegaard was out. He's stuck for 2 months when everyone was calling out for Ethan Nwaneri. Everyone was calling out for Ethan Nwaneri to play in Odegaard's position. He put Trossard in an unnatural position, which is foreign to him there in that position for a while. Then it took Ethan to come on and actually prove himself against, I don't know, who did Ethan score his first goal?
It was in the Champions League. It was in the Champions League.
I can't, but nonetheless.
I think it was against Sporting Lisbon, wasn't it?
It wasn't. Somewhere along the line, Ethan had to do something to get in there. And then everyone was like, wow, why are you doing this now all of a sudden? Then Ethan broke down again, and now Ethan is back again. But look at the problem, Benni. You're relying on an 18-year-old kid. You're relying on an 18-year-old kid when you could have go sign a replacement for Odegaard in the summer already. That is problem number 1. Our best left back is an 18-year-old. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it baffling to you guys, right? How many left backs we have at our club? But an 18-year-old out of the academy is our best left back. You got Calafiori, Kieran Tierney. I don't think we should let Kieran go. Number 1, put him there. You can even move Ethan in, Miles Lewis-Skelly into midfield. You've got Tomiyasu there. You've got Zinchenko. What is this? I don't understand what is his obsession with. I can guarantee you by the end of next week we'll probably sign another defender. But okay, I'm done ranting. I'm tired. I can see you guys are getting bored of the sound of my voice. What are your thoughts? You tell me, maybe, to make light of the situation. Because what's
It's the same thing.
right now?
I was telling you what Beast is going to tell you. I can tell you exactly what everyone else is thinking. You lead a striker.
Before you go, the football we played 2 seasons ago compared to now. People talk about watching paint dry on the wall. Paint watches Arsenal dry. Paint watches Arsenal dry. Playing for fucking corners. The fact that you're relying on a centre back to score your goals. Oh my lord. No flipping away. But anyway, carry on. Carry on. As you were. Rant over.
I can tell you exactly what Beast is going to tell you. It's a number 9. All you need is a number 9. That is it. Am I right, Beast? Luke Island. Am I right, Beast? Beast, am I right? There isn't anything else but a number 9. And then you can go for the league, because when you go for the league, you need that 20 to 30 goal a season striker. Arsenal don't have that. They have goal spreader amongst the team, but you still need that prolific striker. City have it in Ireland, Liverpool have it in Salah. You need that striker, which Arsenal don't have. Jesus, he was in a good form before he tackled Bruno, fouled Bruno, and got injured, died. But yeah, you need a number 9.
Foul, actually. There was a foul.
It was a Moorse foul. Yeah, it was a Moorse foul. And Bruno got the yellow. 12 Man United beat Arsenal with Jesus Christ.
That was shocking refereeing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with it. But again, it's like you guys said. I think Benni, you said it. If you can at least try in the summer window and not win the league, I'll be the first to hold my hands up and come on here and I'll congratulate you and say, you know what?
Liverpool deserved it.
Yeah. Liverpool deserved it. At least I can say we tried. But how many years have I seen this movie before? And then I get people telling me, give it time, be excited. For fuck's sake, it's been 21 years now that I have seen that.
If you don't get the 9 now, David, if you don't get the 9 now, it's a missed opportunity. Done. Missed opportunity. If you don't get the number 9 now, Liverpool wins the league.
And the problem is look, did you see who we are really going for? Benjamin Sesko.
He'll be brilliant, though. He'll be brilliant. I saw him last night. I watched him last night. He'll be brilliant in this Arsenal team. Better than anything you have. Better than anything you have. But
all three of us on this panel right now are better than Kai Havertz right now in this team. Let's not now. Let's not put it there. But I don't know, boys. I'm not optimistic. I think the season I'm done with the season. I've tapped out. I don't get excited.
You can get a run in the Champions League. I don't think you're gonna win the league if you don't sign the number 9. You out of the FA Cup. You are probably going to be out of the Carling Cup, coming back from 2-0 down. It's going to be very difficult.
No, it's not going to happen.
But it is. Things can happen. It's not impossible. But then, if not, then that's just another trophyless season. Then you start wondering. Teta.
No, not me.
The man to push you over the line.
Not me. You know, not me. Don't say you.
I know you can get realization a very long time ago.
I know you guys. I've been saying for a while already. This Lego man fucker is not the man for the job. Sorry for my leg. It just riles me up the wrong way. But Wolves, Arsenal. I don't know if we don't beat Wolves, and I see we linked with Matheus Cunha as well.
I'm a Moorse fan of Cunha. I think everybody's linked with Cunha. And he would suit our system to the T. He'd be perfect in that number 10 role.
I think we should better them. But I'm gonna go for a 3-1 win. Pista, Arsenal Wolves.
2-0. Arsenal.
Wolves with Arsenal.
Arsenal.
No, if you said Wolves, I wouldn't even.
I need to be specific.
I say 2-2 draw. I say 2-2 draw. Only because Arsenal played in the Champions League in the week and Wolves did not. 2-2 draw.
Fair enough. I can see that. Ronnie, I forgot to ask you. Liverpool Ipswich. How do you feel about that one? I forgot to ask the prediction. My bad. I got so carried away. By how much?
I think Liverpool's going to win the game. They come for I'm going to say 4-0.
4-0. Blanco?
Yeah, 4-0.
3-0.
No, what? I'm not going to be so kind. I've seen the way Ipswich played against us and how they came to play.
And against City, it was 6. Yeah. I'm actually thinking of changing my prediction as well. I'm going 5.
But I mean, look, you're playing at home. The onus on you is to go for it. They're playing away, so they'll sit up with a low block. I'm going to go. Your youths are going to call me crazy, and I'm going to hold this one probably on over the weekend. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. And then that's just to play devil's advocate. I don't know where the hell is Bram. Let me see if I got a message. But let's come into the ugly. Manchester United.
It's a mixed bag, my man. It's a mixed fucking bag. That's what it is.
You know what? Like the last time we spoke, we all was predicting high scores in the game. And I think you set up well against Poole. Knocked us out. Set up well in that game. You executed the plan to perfection. But then there was the Southampton game. And I think you will agree that ran all over you in the first half, but I might obviously...
First 80 minutes. First 80.
At first 80, Ahmad came through for you guys, and then again over the weekend, Brighton. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Brighton have been giving you guys a tough run over the past
Our
couple of
bogey
seasons.
team for sure. Our bogey team for sure.
Yeah,
Home and away last season.
but
And
yeah,
Aston Villa.
I saw
Bournemouth.
over the weekend that Amorim was fuming. He came out with a wild statement, which I wanted to touch on as well, Benny. And apparently he went ape shit in the dressing room. Chairs were being thrown, stuff was being kicked around, players were left in tears.
Big Steve,
So,
big Steve,
yeah,
big Steve
Benny.
TVs.
Yeah, big screen TVs. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, Benny, there's a question. Aslam, let the question. Sure, you still believing him. I don't think it's his fault though. I think you should still
No.
give him time.
The,
Do
the
some of
thing
it.
is with Manchester United, why we are now, we are worse than we are under Eric Ten Hag because the players that we have is not built for the system of Ruben Amorim. That's why we are worse. The players themselves weren't good enough for the system that they were bought for or signed for, and now you're expecting the same players to play in a different system, which they are struggling with because it depends. It wants more from them physically, mentally. It expects a lot more from them, and they just cannot cope with it. And that is what we are seeing. Yes, do I believe in this coach? I have 100% belief in this coach and 0% in the players. If you can get rid of each, I've said this on the last part, and I actually wanted you to cap that, where I say hand on heart, ever. I said that, and I said I want that to be live. I said that. Can you both remember?
I remember
By
that.
far, this is the worst, man. And he said it. Ruben came out and he said it, and I agree with him 100% because I feel the same way. What I don't like is he doubled back on the press conference yesterday, and he said he was talking about himself. We all know that is not the case. We all know that he came out and he said that this is the worst ever Manchester United team because the evidence proves that it is. In 10 home games, you lose 7. You are Manchester United. Bruh, you are. Each and every player there is not fit to wear the jersey. Besides Ahmad, besides Mainu, I still slightly believe in Bruno Fernandes. Harry Maguire has been the shining light
I was about
of
to
the
say.
season. And his mentality, just the way he spoke in that press conference yesterday, he, without the captain's armband, is the player that we wanted. They gave him the armband too soon, and it was too much for him. The pressure is too much for him. That is the Ligt came out yesterday and said, thank God he did not come straight from Ajax to Manchester United because he would not have coped with the pressure. He had to go to Juventus first and deal with that pressure, and go to Bayern Munich first and deal with that pressure, and then come to Manchester United. And by far, this is the worst he's ever experienced. It's not for everybody. This jersey weighs heavy, and the players, they can't stand up to it. They can't. They're not fit to wear the shirt, and this coach knows it. 100%. This coach knows it, and the best thing for Manchester United now is this coach, I think.
Fair enough, but that's the reason why I highlighted this comment from Aslam, which says, but if they're not built for that, why can't he use the players that he has to try and at least get the result? Because you can't play a system if your players can't play it. Do you think he should change the system though? Because I mean, clearly,
Why?
That's a very good question. That's a very so. Sorry, Mr. Khalid.
Now, what I hear what Aslam is saying, to an extent, I agree with it. But from a coach's point of view, it's different. You can't be the best German manufactured fucking mechanic in the world, and they can give you a Fiat with all the parts, and they tell you can fix this fucking Fiat with your record that you have. The players that he has there, they are just fucking lazy. They're not coming to the party. And he's proving that. When Ten Hag wasn't giving results, Rashford was the worst player on the pitch. Not once did he tell Rashford, fuck off, when you're not coming to training, you're not coming to play. Get out of here. Ruben is doing it. A coach can't just come in with a broom and fucking sweep everyone out all at once because you need players to play. So the ones that's willing to play, you can use them. You're not going to get the results. But if you're going to change and adapt your system to please the players, you're just digging a hole. You're spoiling a child that's eventually going to grow up and he's going to fucking come bite you in the ass and the dog is biting you in the ear. Don't.
That is the big question. I agree, Mr. 100%.
And
Yeah.
that is a problem that he's going to cause. That's going to bite him in the ass long term and not now. He's going to get through the season, okay, because he's pleasing the players. The players should be pleasing him because they want to start. So I don't believe in any coach changing his system. United had no system under Ten Hag and they weren't giving results. Ruben has a system. The players aren't coming to the party. You can't blame him for that because he didn't sign any of those pieces of shit that's playing there at the moment. Had it been his players, then you can say, bruh, what you're doing, I don't know what you're doing because somewhere you're losing the plot. But he's just been dealt his hand. They brought him in because of his system, because of his style. So give him time. Even if you just stay up in the Premier League this season, when it comes summer transfer window, he obviously will bring in who he needs to bring in. And it's not going to be one window. It's not going to be, I see it at least 3 windows that he needs in order for them to say, okay, yes, his playing style will get better because obviously the first ones he's going to go for is going to be the main ones that he can use to fucking brush up the others that's not coming to the party. But eventually, after 3 windows, you will have a style of what he wants and who can be a part of it. Because the David already is making it known who he doesn't want to be. And it's not because he doesn't like them, it's because they don't want to play for the badge. They're not fit enough to play for the badge, like Benni said. And you can't force a player that's earning so much money, fucking lick his ass to come to the party. But you are not bigger than the club. I don't care how much you earn, you still remain the player and he remains the coach.
And that's the big thing coming out of this because it's basically a war of egos between the two. Rashford has had his say over every other manager that's been here, but he's not going to have the same say over Ruben. And Ruben has put his foot down and everybody agrees with Ruben. I was chatting to a friend of mine this morning about the Rashford situation. Nobody knows what's happening because nobody can afford his salary.
Sorry to break your word. He trained now the other day, Blanco.
He trained, which means he will be available. So then nobody's ruling out that Rashford might stay. Alejandro Garnacho has been the one basically all over the papers. If he goes, that one personally, I wouldn't like. I'd actually feel very, very I'd be about that. Be against that, actually, sorry. But Rashford, I wouldn't be sad if he goes. The big question is, does Ruben change his system to cater for the players that he has? The answer for me is no. No. Keep those that well work in the system, fuck the result. The season is done. We have nothing to play for. This manager is what is going to take us forward. His system is going to work if he gets the right tools for it. What we have right now is square pegs, round holes. It's exactly what it is. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough going forward because it's been tough. It's been tough in the manager with the manager for his system, which was null and void the entire reign of his career at Manchester United. That's not the case for this manager. So it's going to take time, yes. There's a handful of players that actually matches his system. And like you said, the first phase of all of this is easy. It's effort. You don't need talent. You don't need quality. You just need, it's a personal thing. That's the easiest part. The second part, the defensive structure, all of that will take a little bit of tactical nous. And then the worst part, the third part, piece, you know this as a coach, is attacking third. So that's the most difficult part to coach. The first part is easy. We haven't cracked the first part, which means the problem lies with the players. And when they can run their asses off against Liverpool, they can run their asses off against Arsenal, but they can't do the same against Southampton. They can't do the same against Brighton.
City as well. Man City as well. Man City as well. So it's an effort problem. It's a mentality problem. And it is not a Ruben, this is your fault problem. They're not built for the system. I don't think they are built for a system besides transitional counter-attacking football. That is it. And depending on individual brilliance, because that's what United was reduced for the past, 10 years. It's different under Ruben. Everybody knows it. We're not even upset about the results. Not with the manager, with the players. They have nothing. There's no way for a Manchester United player to hide right now. The world is watching them and they know that it is them. Brilliant response of Harry, the way he came out yesterday and he said, look, you're going to get the pressure. Everything you're going to do is going to be scrutinized playing for this club. But you need to realize that it is a privilege and an honor to represent this club. I don't think these players think like that. I really don't. And I think that is the issue because
The results, the performances, the desire, null and fucking void majority of the season. And in the games where you don't have to be motivated for, they turn up. Nah, if you can't bring that every game, then what you doing? Who you fooling?
Yeah, fair enough. I wanted to ask you this, Benny. I've been meaning to ask you this question for a long, long while. How long do you give him, seasons wise? And
3 windows.
okay, so you
Three
give him
windows,
three
three
draws.
seasons.
So are you including this
Look,
window?
sorry, David, before. No, we're not including January. Listen, before you go on, I told you why I don't want Eric Ten Hag to be sacked. Because this is exactly what is going to happen. We're going to, a manager is going to come in, he's going to have his philosophy. It's not going to match the philosophy of the dressing room, of what the profile is available to him. And then we're going to go back to where we were, square one, which is exactly where we are. And I think we're below square one, if you ask me. So this is the process that was expected. It was expected, but not as bad as it is right now. And like Liverpool will tell you, they did not expect this season to go as good as it's going because of the club factor. Because
Yeah,
anybody replacing Klopp would find it difficult. Anybody would. But
yeah,
Slot has taken to the club and they've taken to the players, and they've taken to his system and his style of his managerial style like a glove. That is not the case with every other club. So what he needs and what benefited Klopp and what benefited Arteta and what benefited Guardiola besides unlimited funds was time. And this is what this manager needs. We gave Eric time, it didn't work out. For various reasons, it did not work out. His playoff style was never implemented. I don't think if you gave him 10 years, it would have been implemented where we could say, this is how Manchester United play, because it was null and void. We can actually see Manchester's been here since November. United plays different. We know how we want them to play. We can see that we will enjoy our football if they can get it right. You know what I mean? So time is what he needs. If it takes 3 seasons, we're not going to get relegated, I don't think, because the other teams are a lot worse than what we are. And I think that's the only reason. Not that our form is good enough that we can't get relegated, because this is, to be honest, relegation form. But I don't think we can judge this season. Yeah, I don't think we can judge this season. And I think from next season, we will start seeing progress. But what I do know with this owners is you don't get a lot of time. You don't get a
that's
lot
the
of time.
thing. That's what I was about to come on to, because the owners, Ineos number one. And you know, fans are fickle. Fans will say, no, I'll give him time until a certain amount or whichever. Because let's be honest, that FA Cup that you won, that bought 10 hard time. I personally think you should have sacked him then already. You should have sacked him then and said, you know what? Cuck season, funny enough, but okay, we need to now go to the next level now. There's no style of play. You should have brought in Amram in the beginning of the season, give him a pre-season to work with his players or whatever. And even he said as well that he can't get time to train with his players, because that's where on training you need to implement certain things, which is fine.
Look, sorry, David. Best case scenario for me was given a story until the end of the season and get Emery at the end of the season. That would have been best case, because now Ruben Oosterhuis can play with these players up until the end of the season in a certain style that they have been accustomed to. And just a different voice. This is a legend. I mean, the 5 games that he was in charge, we played beautiful football. So worst case scenario was give Ruud until the end of the season. Because Amram built Sporting Lisbon in his image. This was his team. This is the team that he was going to win the league with, going to go for the Champions League with. They robbed him of that. They robbed Sporting Lisbon of that, because they needed to get him now. And they also needed to get him now because he was earmarked to take over from Pep at City. Hugo Vega is the Sporting Lisbon sporting director who's going to take over at City next season. So that is why United said they need him now, which I understand, because he is the difference that United needs to compete. We are not going to even be near competing if we don't make this drastic change that we are doing now. And yes, it's going to be cut for a touchy, and we are going to suffer, like he says. And the one thing that I love about our manager, he's not delusional. He tells you the honest truth, exactly how we see it. He sees it. I told him yesterday, I can see something and you see something and I tell you something different, because that is easy. that I can come here prepared. You know what I mean? But I want to give you the honest truth. And so just don't flip what I say, but I didn't flip what he said. He meant when he said that this is the worst Manchester United team in the history, because we as fans agree with him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Rowdy, you've been very quiet there, my man. You were one of the best.
Everything I say.
The best analysis of Manchester United I've ever heard. And you know what the funny thing is? You know what's strange about that now? It's been what, 2-3 years since that epic analogy of Beaster, and even today it's still true. So, Brownie, floor is yours.
No, I fully agree with what Benny's saying. It's been the echoes of a lot of Man United supporters over the past few years, before Ten Hag, during Ten Hag. And I think what makes it difficult is it's because United is such a big club. So the expectations is always very, very, very high. And people aren't, or fans aren't that lenient towards owners, managers, when the club is that big or when the brand is that big. So it's very difficult for a manager to come in, not get the results, and still be liked by the fans. Because fans want the results. That's the main thing that they want. Then you get the true supporters that just want to see something brewing, and there's something we can work towards, which Liverpool had to go through. I have first had experience having to look at fucking Fabio Borini and a whole lot of shit all day, every day, and just hope Klopp is going to do something right in 4. He said, give me 4 or 5 years. But it's difficult. United had it even worse, because I only went through that with Klopp, where we said, hey, let's give this guy time and let's see how it goes. United had it since 2014. Since Fergie left, it was just give him time, give him time, give him time, give him time. A lot of those managers could have had better seasons had they been given time. I feel if Mourinho had more time, he would have made better decisions.
Even Louis van Gaal
had more time.
Even Louis van Gaal.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone would have had if he had that time. But unfortunately, not all the clubs are willing to give you that luxury, especially a team like Manchester United. They, even with their form, they're probably one of the biggest clubs in the world. And I'm not talking about performance-wise or money-wise, just their reputation speaks for themselves. And that, unfortunately, is the expectation. Yeah, that's the expectation that fans and everyone else expects from a United team. And Amorim is, I agree with Benny 100%. Don't change your style. Bring in what you need, but he needs that time to.
The thing is, why he's getting all this time?
Eventually, we'll see results, and he will reap the benefits of the sacrifice that he's making by not changing the style to suit the players.
Van Gaal never lost to Liverpool, Aslam.
That's right.
Van Gaal never lost to Liverpool.
Yeah. You see, you can't base it on. You can't base it on a game. You can't base it on a season, because the manager got that. No manager, but I can probably name 2 managers that made a lot of signings. But the others, they didn't get that, how can I say, that luxury of signing.
I think what is going on the bank of is they didn't get the luxury of splashing the cash.
Strategically, what he could sign, where he reinforced, he knew leaking goals was a problem, and he needed to sign Van Dijk, he needed to sign Alisson, and that was the start. The other managers went, the analogy that Debbie was referring to, that I made about United. United went, am I on? Am I freezing?
You're on, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's looking blurry.
Nah, don't worry, we can hear you. Carry on.
Yeah. So, like you said.
Carry on. Carry on, Benny. Like you said.
Oh yeah. So like you said, you can't blame the manager if the manager is not given time. Manchester United, unfortunately, the fan base is as such that the managers don't really get time if results don't go away. But with this manager, it's different. His communication has always been top fucking class, because we all know that he has a way of playing We all know that he has a system that he believes is his only idea. The only thing that has to change now is the players to fit that system. And we as Manchester United fans across the board agree with that because it's tough to watch them now, yes, but it has been tough ever since. Last season was the worst time to be Manchester United because every single week, bar FA Cup run, was pure torture. Torture and that FA Cup win did paper over a lot of cracks. That even with our signings, you were adding quality on top of cack because there was nothing, there was no base. Yeah, we can at least see a foundation. The foundation is fucked up through the players that is there, but it is not the system that we are blaming right now. It's not the manager we are blaming, and I think that is going to keep us fine with Ruben, no matter the results. In other words, you will get time. Ruben will get time. No matter where United end the season, there will not be a talk of Ruben out. If you know what I mean, there will not.
Fair enough, but do you also think, like, look, like I said, and I'll ask you also as well the same question on who would you go for now in the January transfer window? What do you think you need? But let's be real, Ineos gave Ten Hag quite a bit of money in the summer to spend. I mean, who did you guys bring in? Or what do you think it's a case of
Mazraoui and Euro?
And Euro, quite a few bit of money to spend. Now, I think with the Kronkers, I've said to Arteta at this moment in time, you know what, motherfucker, you spent 100 million on Declan Rice, 65 on Havertz. We're not going to give you any more money. You've already wasted money.
There could be that, that, look, give me this, TV. It could be that he goes to them and says, look here, give me this amount for Declan Rice. I'll be fine for the next 2-3 years for a big marquee signing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that is why, because Arsenal is not known for a club to spend that amount of money on one particular player. So that could be. So you can't also blame Arteta. This could be an arrangement that will not be communicated to you guys as fans because you will burn down the fucking Emirates. But it could be a reason.
Yeah, but again, like I'm saying, do you think that Amorim is now in that difficult situation that most of the money was given to Ten Hag?
Yeah, and he said it from his first press conference. My problem, my worry is the players that I have available to me because we will not be able to spend in January unless players go. Hence why we are willing to let Garnacho leave because that would help us with PSR for quite a number of signings if you work it out. So if Garnacho leaves for the better of the team, then so be it. We have to agree. Like if that's what Ruben wants to do, then so be it. Rashford or Garnacho needs to leave. We need a left back. We need a left wing back. We are kind of fine on the right with Tallow, with Mazraoui, with Ahmad, who can also play it. But I feel Ahmad as the 10 up front, we must not fuck with that because he is by far our best player. He is by far our best player. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy with.
Realistically now, I know you all linked with the left back. I think a guy's
Patrick Doku from Lecce. Lecce and Nuno Mendes from PSG. Which Nuno Mendes is a Ruben Amorim player.
So, realistically, would you look at those two signings only? You don't think you might?
We're not going to get a forward. No, if we let go of Rashford, then maybe. But to be honest, woo.
Well, I just told you who's on the market for a release clause. United can't pay it. So.
United, the season is what it is. I told you guys at the beginning, we are light up front with Joshua Zirkzee and with Rasmus Højlund. That is who Eric believed was enough for him to win this fucking league. And we kind of stuck with him because we spent huge amounts of money on both of them. I think Josh Zirkzee was like 45 million and Højlund was almost 80 million, 78, 75, 78. So that's your choices that you've made. That's your choices of number 9. But they might come good next year, maybe the year thereafter, but it's too soon for them now. And we as Manchester United fans have almost come to the realization that it is what it is. We're not expecting a number 9. We're not expecting a forward. If we get a left back, I think we'll be happy.
Fair play. Fulham over the weekend, your prediction? Pista first, before I come to Benny. Pista, your prediction? Fulham over the weekend, playing at the Cottage.
On Old Trafford now? At the Cottage,
no, you won them at the Cottage. That was the opening day. Zirkzee scored the winner.
No one know.
Vista, your prediction? United Fulham?
What's that? United?
United Fulham, yeah.
I think United's gonna bounce back. I think seeing what Amarim has been doing this past few games, I think he's got some sort of an idea who his best 11 is. But just when you think he has it, then he changes it upside. And I'm not sure he's thinking as to why he's doing it.
He thinks he has it, and the players put in a push performance. Like he thinks that Kobe Mainu and Manu Ogati is his sentiments, and then they play cuck. And then they have to sub one of them half time. You know what I mean? So it's never settled. Yeah. Anthony is gone to Real Betis. He's gone. He's on loan. He's gone. He's gone.
He's in the kit.
I don't think you're going to replace him. They just literally said, fuck off.
Yeah. Yes. Prediction around it?
Already 2 interviews.
Did you hear his match statement? Sorry, before you give it, did you hear his match statement?
It's not his statements though, guys. It's not Fabrizio Romano. No, he did not. None of that is true.
No way he could have said that.
None of that is true. Look at these guys has no verified accounts. None of that is verified accounts.
That's what I'm also thinking. There's no way he could have really said that.
Yeah.
I know he can't speak English that well, so I knew it wasn't him.
I'm thinking to myself, surely he didn't just put himself in the same bracket as Benni and Mbappe and all this.
Nah, he would never. They Chelsea put for Garnacho. They Chelsea literally put for Garnacho. I think United 155.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the United Stands. We're meant to be live for a match.
Like United is open.
Yo, you're going to get me copyright strike. Press pause. You're going to get me copyright strike.
It's all over.
That's Goldbridge. You're going to get me copyright strike.
Sorry. Hey, if Garnacho go, but why would Garnacho go to Chelsea though? They have Neto, they have Sancho, they have fucking Mudryk. Mudryk's banned. They have Madueke. They have moves with the players. Who? And they have Felix.
They have a Morsel. They have a Morsel squad, honestly.
I would even consider going there. They said Mainu is also in there. Where is he going to play? Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Latvia, Moises Caicedo. Where are you going to play, man?
Yeah.
In the conference.
I can't understand that transfer, to be honest with you. I'm
as a player, why would you even consider it, man? Like Neto for me was mad. Why you go to Chelsea? He could have gone to any club in the top 6.
Maybe money, bro.
Everybody would have been in England. You think, fuck the man. You think of how you're going to play. He's still not playing. Neto is still not playing. And because of that, he's out of the Portuguese team.
No. 100%. Feel you. Agreed. Yeah, Ronnie. Sorry before that. Prediction.
2-1 United. I'm going to give it how minutes ago.
I'm going 2-0 Fulham. Sorry, Benni.
I'm going 2-1 Fulham because United's playing tonight. No, because United's playing tonight. I'm going 2-1 Fulham.
Yeah, we virtually.
We're gonna win tonight. We're winning tonight. In fact, guys, sorry, I have to go.
No. Final thoughts.
We're winning tonight.
Final thoughts.
We're winning. We're losing the weekend. We're winning tonight. We're losing the weekend. Easter. I don't know about Liverpool this weekend. Against Ipswich, yes, that's a Fulham fucking win. Arsenal is playing Wolves. I say it's a 2-2 draw. Yeah, that's my prediction. Who's Spurs playing?
Yes, ask him who Spurs are playing.
Who's Spurs playing? Bram, sorry, I have to go. Who's Spurs playing?
Leicester.
Spurs win that one 2-1. Love yous. Mwah.
Is it frozen?
Nah, you're right. You're good.
I'm going to say Leicester draw 2-1.
Welcome. They say lateness is really greatness with you, eh?
No, I needed to, even if it's 2 minutes, just to see the viewers and to see you guys, because I've missed being on the pod. We just scored. Finally, Son scored. So
I didn't even know you were playing, bro.
Yeah, we're playing Hoffenheim. We're playing a team that's in such a bad state, same as Spurs, so we actually look like we're doing okay. It was 2-0. I switched the TV on. Hoffenheim made it 2-1, and our son just scored to make it 3-1. So probably in 3-0.
Beast, I think we got 10 more minutes for the governor. I'm sure we can give the governor 10 more minutes. So you're good to go, Beast?
Yeah, sure, no problem, no problem. Who else is
Yeah,
playing?
governor.
Oh, that was
Wait, can I just want to start off with Ange out, Ange out, Ange out.
Okay. For who? For who? Good question. For who?
Yeah, that was just me wanting to rant. But on a honest note, guys, from our perspective, um, the only thing I would hold against him is playing square pegs in round holes, right? Um, I don't think the Arsenal game we would have lost had we played a natural left back. It doesn't matter how good he is, even if it was a youngster, someone that was left footed at left back. Um, but I think that win actually just lifted Arsenal's season with that win. And look, you can't blame him for the club not investing in getting suitable players. However, he needs to accept the fact that he is in a different league. This is not Scotland. This is not Japan. Because you look in Scotland, there's two teams. He was competing against Rangers, right? So there's two teams. He was either going to come first or second. Full stop, right? If you look in Germany, there's also just two teams. It's either Bayern, and if you finish above Bayern, you win the league, right? You go to France, there's two teams. You go to Spain, there's two teams. You go to England, there's 5 teams that can win the Premier League. On the Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe United if they get the act together. Every other country has 2 teams. They have 5 in England. Then the next 5 teams will probably finish in the top 3 in any other league in Europe. So I think he is very naive to think that his football and his philosophy will take him into the top 3 of English football. And that's my only thing with him is that he refuses to change his ways.
That is my actual question to you. We know he's not going to change it. But what I would like to ask you is, let's say you survive at Anfield, right? You go to the final, you win the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, because it's not going to be Arsenal, I can guarantee you that. Would you still keep him on? Would you still classify it as a successful season? Because remember, all that you Spurs fans have been talking about is a trophy. And you would have broken it in. For everything that you have said right now, for everything that you have said, and don't get me wrong, I agree with you, Bram. We've had this conversation many a time. I agree with you. But if he brings you a trophy in, obviously then Levy, you and I both know Levy is a different case. Whether Levy's going to give him more money to spend is a different story. But would you keep him on at that point? Because look, Spurs are not going to compete for the title at this moment in time. But he would have brought you in a trophy. Again, like I'm saying, I'm playing devil's advocate. Like I said, let's say you survive at Anfield. You hold on to that lead, and whichever you play out to your skins, and you beat Newcastle in the final. Would you keep him?
I think I'm obliged to say yes.
It's a trap.
I'm obliged to say yes. Because you are not going to get. We've had Mourinho, we've had Conte, right? Who else is there? Nagelsmann point blankly refused Spurs. Amaram refused Spurs. Who are you going to get?
Simeone and Zagi.
There's nobody. There's nobody.
Simeone and Zagi.
David, if Spurs can't attract players, how are they going to attract managers? All because of his failure to get you what you want. You understand? It's so if you a coach and you go to Spurs to say, if you want to compete in the top 3, I need you to buy these 3 players, and they want 260,000, 300,000 a week. He's gonna tell you are nuts. I'm not going to pay that for a player. What player wants to come to Spurs in any case at the moment? So we're talking about top tier players. There isn't any, right? So we've got no choice but to stick it out with this guy. And we've got to hope that, look, let's say he wins 2 trophies. Let's say he wins the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. He'd be hailed as the best manager since Keith Birkinshaw.
Exactly. That's what I was about to even say. Let's say even he does that. Let's say he does that.
We're not going to win at Anfield. We're not going to win at Anfield unless Liverpool are not interested in making the Carabao Cup a priority. But if you look at all 4 teams in the semi-finals, the starting 11s they put out, none of the 4 teams are taking it lightly.
Yeah, 100%.
And I still think Arsenal's going to win. I think it's going to be a Liverpool-Arsenal final.
Nah, you're smoking something else tonight, my man. I'm telling you. I don't know the heat. Governor, the heat is getting to you, my man. There's no way we're going to St. James and getting anything, bro.
No, I think you're a bit too harsh on your team. They're coming. They're starting to get it. To get the act together.
Let's agree to disagree. I had a full-on rant. You're gonna take me into rant mode now again. You're gonna take it.
No. Listen, I know where you're gonna come from because we've spoken about this off air a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I still think that you've got enough to beat them, but he will do something that prevents you from going to the final. Arteta, with either his selection or his formation he's gonna put up.
Yeah, but he's him. He is him. He is what he is. So my thing is, you say that we can go to St. James. We haven't scored at St. James. We haven't even scored against Newcastle in our last 3 games. What the hell makes you believe that we are going to go there without our best player, who's been our shining light, our moment player in Saka, and get 3 goals? What makes you believe that? That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
No, wait.
I'm
going to be calculated in my answer. Okay. Newcastle at this point in time are very inconsistent, and that's because of loss of form in terms of his defense. His midfield and his attack are starting to come together. But if Bruno and Tonelli don't play, there's nothing going on at Newcastle.
You can't say they haven't been consistent. They won their last 6 games, and they won their last 6 and they only lost their first one over the weekend. But okay, Bournemouth smashed them. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, but that's because those 2 are playing in the middle, right? If you take either one of the 2 out, they are not the same team, right? And I think that you guys are starting to show signs of being able to score again and create, because you weren't doing that for about 5 weeks. You couldn't create a chance, and now you guys are starting to do that. So I just hope that Liverpool sort of just say, "Yo, Spurs, yeah, you've suffered enough. Go."
Nah, I don't think so. I personally don't think so.
But I mean, Peter, were you surprised that we beat you in the first league?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Not because it's a Carabao Cup, but in all honesty, Spurs deserve to win that game. And I think there's a lot of other games at Liverpool played this season where we won, but had we lost the game, I wouldn't have felt bad looking at how the opponents played. So Spurs were the ones that actually got away with the game. I think because it was a 2-leg game, that I think that the fight wasn't as what it would have been had it been a league game. But I can name about 5 other games in the league that we could have lost and I still wouldn't have felt bad. And I rank that game as one of those games where we didn't come to the party completely. And I think when you don't, and you don't deserve the win, sometimes it's okay because the other team was just better. But the thing that saved us was individual brilliance in the league where we come away with the 3 points. But yeah, I think Spurs deserved it, but I don't see Spurs winning at Anfield. we might even not go through to the final. I'm not saying we're going to go through to the final, but what I am saying is we will win the game. I'm not saying we'll win the tie, but we'll win the game.
But the thing is, away goals don't count. So I mean, if you win 3-2, it's penalties.
Yeah.
Am I right? Away goals
Yeah,
don't.
go straight.
So yeah. So if you win on the night, it means we go to penalty shootout.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. On the day itself, it's 1-0, no? So if we win 1-0, it's still going to go to penalties. So what I'm saying is we might, how can I say, in 90 minutes, we're going to win the game. We're going to outplay. It's not going to be as easy as what it was at your stadium at Anfield. So I don't necessarily see us going to the final, whether it be penalties or extra time or whatever. But I see Liverpool outplaying Spurs. So even if it's a 2-1 win and you win on penalties, that's a possibility.
Beaster, you're being disingenuous now, my man. Beaster, you're being very, very disingenuous. You scored 6 goals against this lot. I don't know what he was talking about earlier. I don't know what he was talking earlier about that if they played a left back and then they would have won the game. Besides the Son goal and the Pedro Porro shot against them that did sweet fuckles. I don't know what game he was watching. But each to their own, you're going to walk all over them. Honestly, that's my opinion.
But look at the United game. We came from brilliant form. United came from a cup.
What game are you referring to, Davey? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the North London derby. That's exactly the game I'm referring to. That's the game I'm referring to. I don't know what are you talking about telling me. Do you think one left back was not going to win you that game? It was one change in your whole team. You created 2 chances and your 1 goal was a deflection. Really now? You're going to patronize me like that now, really, Bram? At the stage of my life I am in now with this team, with my own Arsenal team.
I am, because you know what? That was the only way. That was the only thing that kept you in the game. There was a period in the game where you were completely out of the game, right? You won the game, fair enough. You deserve to win the game.
Bram,
and it's based on Ange, not even
Bram, we should have smashed you. I'm more disappointed that we didn't score more than 2 against you. Do you know that?
I think you watched the highlights over and over again, because I don't understand where you come from. You would have smashed us.
But Bram, I can name how many chances at the top of my head of what we could have scored against you in that game.
Yeah, but look where it came from, Davey. All from our left-hand side. All your chances you created came from that side. All the pressure that you applied came from that side. So how's what I'm saying patronizing?
Bram, have you seen my defense that I'm playing with currently right now?
Not what you're playing currently. Speak about that game, because your comment was about that game. In that particular game, the only place that you were hurting us was on that side of the field.
On the right, when who was on our right side? That's your right side, right? So it's our left side.
We had Jet Spence that his left foot was standing on.
Okay. So obviously, if you're going to target the weakness, then why the hell not? People do it to us. People did it to us, Zinchenko.
I don't understand what your point is, Dave. Because what I'm saying
is, Bram, you're blaming a wing back for the fact that you didn't. You're saying if you had a proper left back, you would have won the game. What about the other players? What about your midfield? What about Basuma? Why did you bring on Madison? Why is Madison not playing? Why did you bring on Madison and Brennan Johnson? Why is Archie Gray playing out of position? Why is Bergvall and Archie Gray being your standout players? That's what I'm looking at. I'm not making out like we are this great team. You know, I say we are shit. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it's not just only the problem that you got. It's not only the left back, man. You can't place it solely on the left back. Have you seen how open your team is? The way you're conceding chances, my guy.
But you stating the obvious. You stating the obvious of what I said. Why I feel he's naive.
But look at that. Look at
Paul is naive.
How do you start a Premier League game and Son is on your bench? No injury, nothing.
Look. I will agree with Bram here. Bram has been saying for time already that Son has been heavily out of form.
He's been awful. He's been absolutely shocking.
That is like Salah blanking 2 weeks in a row like he did now, and we benching him on
But you
Saturday.
can't.
You
Beaster, you cannot
Beaster, you
compete.
can't
You
compare
cannot
Salah
compare. You cannot compare Salah and Son.
I can.
Mo Salah is
The same way.
Mo Salah is in the equivalent of your Thierry Henrys, your Lampards. He's in that breath category of players,
Yes,
right?
But I'm
in
talking
terms of
about time.
numbers. Yeah.
He
Now,
is
look
more
here.
effective. He is
Let
more
me
effective than
elaborate.
Son is.
Let me elaborate. Arsenal
Yeah.
without Saka, Liverpool without Salah, Spurs without Son. That is the point I'm trying to make. If Saka isn't firing, is Arsenal going to bench him and play someone else? If Salah
No.
is not firing, are we going to bench him and play someone else? That is Son for Spurs. Spurs doesn't have any
But-
other player as big as Son.
But
Okay, Bram,
Beaster,
you go first.
if
You
you
go first,
say
Bram.
if
You go
you
first.
say if you say Saka isn't firing, Salah isn't firing, are we referring to their goals
No.
or the goal contribution? The goal
Impact
That's
contribution.
exactly what I was going to come to.
Or-
That's what I
or
was going to come to, Bram.
effectiveness in attack, because
Yes.
neither of those two have been ineffective for Liverpool. Someone made a joke the other day. Salah is the best worst footballer that you can get. He's not the greatest footballer, but he influences every goal that you score. He has some sort of role in it, right? So
Yes.
he is influential in everything you do. The day that stops, where he stops scoring, he's finished, right? Saka
Which
can
player,
be,
which player in your
but
club
Saka
can
can.
you
Wait,
replace Son with?
Let me finish quickly. Saka can be non-influential in the goals Arsenal scores or doesn't score, but his game is still where he is not ineffective for Arsenal. Son has been so bad. He loses the ball. He cannot find a pass unless it's a 5-yard pass. He cannot make a run. You pass the ball, he dribbles and he loses it. So you cannot put him in the same category as Salah without Liverpool, without Salah, Arsenal without Saka. No, he's playing. We played with him. We were playing with 10 men. He made us weaker. So there's a big difference in the effectiveness that they have on the team. He's been ineffective.
Who do you replace him with? If you're gonna put him on the bench, who do you bring on? If you take him off,
On his side of the field, on the left-hand side, or as a striker, because remember,
Son as a person, Son as a Spurs player, Mr. Son that has probably the most caps for Spurs. Who do you replace him with? That's going to be more effective than him.
I think Odabe was a bit. Come and tell you something. Can I be stupidly controversial? Wait, Beaster, wait, right? As poor as Werner's finishing has been, there's been time he's been way more effective going past the player, creating something than what Son has. Way more effective for Spurs. But people judge him on his missed opportunities, and rightly so, because Werner and most Premier League strikers dream of getting one-on-ones with keeper, and he'll miss, right?
If Son was in a Liverpool or in a Arsenal or in a Chelsea or in a setup that had like 5 talisman in their team, then I would have understood. You have one, which is Son. I don't even rate Madison as a talisman in your team. You only have one.
No, I don't rate him either as a
one that you
talisman. I think Kulusevski more
I think
for me.
Kulusevski and Solanke, I think.
Nah,
Yeah, Solanke's proven.
I'm looking at a broader picture, a broader aspect of the type of player that Son is.
Okay.
The influence that he has on the club, what the club thinks of him. I feel the club sees him as a legend of the club because he's been so long. The past few seasons that he's been there, I don't feel it's fair on him for a few games to be out of form, whether it's 5 games or 10 games, that you bench him, but your replacement is someone that, if you ask anyone anywhere else in the world, a supporter, just a football supporter, 5 Spurs players, and he can name you 5. Ask him who Spurs. If he's not going to say Kane, he's going to say Son. That is it. He doesn't know anyone else because that is the talisman of the team. Not Solanke, not Kulusevski, not Madison, neither one of it, any other players. It is Son. He's been there to help the club when they were kakker than what they are now, even though they are kack. I don't feel it's fair.
We worse off now than when he came here, and where he took us. He's worse off now. We're worse off now as a team. But I honestly I feel that we people's judgment on him would be on the past of what he's done and not what he's currently doing and currently giving the team. He's not giving us much. Yeah, he scored 2 tonight against a team that is struggling. But if he plays against, I mean, when last has he had a good game for Spurs? That is what I'm coming to. When last has he had a very good game for Spurs where you can say, and I agree with Aslam, but who's supplying him? Who's supplying him with the opportunities? It's not as if he's starved of the ball outside the opposition's box, because that's what Kane did for him, right? So he's just been poor. His football has been poor. Maybe it's fatigue. Maybe he's getting older. Maybe he should move to a different position.
With that. What I'm saying is, had he been in a different setup that has 10 big players in the team, then you bench. If he was in the current Liverpool team, he's on the bench. If he's in the Arsenal team, he's on the bench. If he's in City's team, he's on the bench. If he's in Leicester's team, do you think he's going to bench? If he's in Villa's team, do you think he's going to bench? If he's in West Ham's team, do you think he's going to bench? And that's where I categorize Spurs in when I refer to a talisman, that is your go-to guy. You can't afford to bench him even if he's how poor, because your replacement is not half of what he can do even on his off game. An off Son is probably 10 times better than his replacement is going to come on. And that's one of 3 players.
In terms of finishing. In terms of the goal, finishing.
But is he playing striker?
Else?
Is he playing striker?
He was. There were certain games he was.
He was quite a few.
Is he? When was he ever successful at Spurs as a striker?
Never. He was always on the left wing, like Aslam was saying.
Why now? Why should he be a striker now? Because he's on. You think if Salah is our best player, he's a right winger, but now we're struggling, we're in a slump, he needs to go play striker because we lost Diaz, like we lost Kane, or we lost this one, or we lost that one. Now Salah automatically becomes a striker, and now he's rated on. It doesn't add up.
But Beast, in terms of Salah's energy levels, in terms of what he gives a team, in terms of the runs that he makes, in terms of how often do you see Salah lose the ball?
I get that, Bram. I'm not disagreeing with Son being out of form.
You understand?
What I'm referring to is his replacement is how good compared to him. Like I said, I'll make the example. If he's in any of the top 5 teams, he would have been on the bench. In my eyes, he would have been on the bench because he would be on the bench for Grealish or Doku or Palmer or Salah.
I'll pick him over Martinelli right now.
Exactly. Honestly. But now I'm saying Spurs doesn't have that luxury. But yet you have the luxury of benching Son.
No, I see your point, I see your point, and you make a fair point. However, I just think that it's so frustrating at times when a simple thing, but he can't put the cross in, he can't go around the man, he can't pass the ball to someone in a good position, and you ask yourself, how has you gone downhill so quickly? Yet David Salah's the same age.
But now benching him, and when he comes back, do you think that will change? Is that what he needs? Is time on the bench?
Come on, please. To be honest with you, I saw glimpses of the old Son in the Newcastle game that we lost. Yeah, he's back. But prior to that, I mean, the last good game he had was when he scored against Everton. Do you know how many games ago that was? A long time ago.
But that's what I'm saying. He can give it
at the
to you.
Beginning of the season, Bram. You're not talking about this one over the weekend. You're talking about the beginning of the season one, no?
Yes.
4-1 win.
Yeah, the home game. He scored 2 in that game.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If he's eventually going to come to the party, he's going to deliver. But he's not going to deliver sitting on the bench.
Look, he got 2 tonight. What I've seen so far, he was running freely. Maybe he was carrying a knock and just played through it. For that, then I'll take my statement back. If it comes out that, he was actually carrying something, but as the captain of the team, he wanted to play, fine. But he actually looked, the Newcastle game, he moved freely. This game now, he actually moved and he was running and he's actually got a yard of pace back again. So maybe, but you know, he's back to his best. I just hope he does what when no one gave us a chance to beat City in the Champions League quarterfinal, that he goes to Anfield and if he gets a chance, if we get an early chance, he gets it, that he buries it to make a game out of it. Because I can see it, like you said, it'll be a 4-1, 5-1 at Anfield. But I hope if we score and he gets an opportunity, like you said, he's the guy I would want that first chance to fall to on the night. I hope it falls to him and then he buries it.
Look, for me,
I agree with what Aslam said here.
I personally, I don't even have confidence in him burying it because of him. I didn't even fucking any small hope I had of winning the league was because of him with that last chance of against Ortega. So I have my own opinion about Son. So that's why I decided to go into the Bram camp. And look, Pista, I get what you are saying. 100%. You need that player, that moments player. But I just watch his overall gameplay. Then you will see where Bram
I'm not saying Son is in the best form. What I am saying,
you know what?
He's in
I only saw it. Sorry to break your word. I only saw it once. Bram told me, forget all the other 10 players on the pitch. Just watch Son. And I watched him and I saw, you know what? I know exactly what you were saying. The Chelsea game was a perfect example. The Chelsea game, Bram, on your new stadium that you lost, we were leading 2-0. He could have killed that game. He was 1-on-1. Do you know what I'm like? There is a bit of an element where he has lost that finishing, but again, Beast, I get what you are saying. You need that moments player on the pitch because who else is gonna do it? Brennan Bram Johnson gonna do it. I like Solanke personally. I like Solanke. Kulu can do it. Who else is there? Who else have we got?
But those players are David,
as much as I hate Brennan Johnson, he does get gold.
But just on that, David, the names that you are mentioning are not replacements for Son. They on the field with Son. So you can't mention players who is playing with him because I'm talking about his replacement. Because when he plays, Kulusevski plays. When he plays, Brennan Johnson plays. When he plays, Solanke plays. When he plays, Madison plays. Those are the other almost talisman that is in the team which Son can play with. But they're not coming on when he's going on the bench. They're still playing. Whether he's playing or not playing, they are still there. It's no names that's coming on. Players that is youngsters. Players that didn't make anything at Spurs yet. And it's a struggling team. But
they don't even have IDs.
Look, to be fair to them, they have 2 of their centre backs out. That is massive. Let's not hide from that fact.
Agreed, 100%.
Let's not hide from that fact. You take Saliba and Gabriel out of my team. Oh my lord, I don't want to know what's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? You take Virgil and Konate out of your team. It's not gonna be the same. So we've been
there.
There's no challenge. There's no challenge for the title.
Yeah, because they got firepower. That's the thing. But yeah, look, we come to the end of an awesome show. Bram, seeing as you dropped in late, give me your final thoughts before we wrap up. I want to go watch your night ride. I feel like laughing.
Yeah. Look, my wrap up is just that the Premier League. I thought that this was going to be one of the most exciting finishes. But I think it's going to be it's Liverpool's to lose. And they are worthy winners if they do win it. I mean, they've been so dominant. I still think that the race for top 5 is going to be from 3 down to 6 is going to be so exciting because those teams are all inconsistent. Newcastle and Villa go through spells where they're on a run and then they just drop points like anything. Brighton, same thing. They drop points and Brighton put 2-3 results together. So I think it's going to change hands, and it's interesting enough. But I think the Premier League has gotten to a point where they need to sort out their refereeing. I mean, we spoke about this how long ago, and I just feel that the refereeing is getting worse and worse, and it's influencing decisions and the blatant favoritism
Comment, Bram. Sorry,
for
look at
certain
this comment
teams.
from on.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
Big
that
up
was
Ollie,
that
man.
fool.
Big up Ollie. Oh my lord, what a comment.
That was it. That fool.
He better be
Yeah,
on the
what a-
next pod. He better be on the next pod. He's not sending me private messages. Fucking jump
He
on
won't.
here.
Yeah,
He won't.
he
He's
will.
scared.
He'll be there.
He's scared. But no, look, I just feel that the referees are going to have a big role to play in the shape up to the end of the season. I think it gets worse and worse in England every week.
Seeing as we all already like what 1 hour and 40 minutes into it, like what have you guys made of it? Like Bram now said earlier, it's getting worse and worse. Like, have you ever felt like, you know what was the one weekend that I knew something is gonna happen? Bram, it was actually in your game where I don't know what it was. I think it was Kulusevski that ran into Gordon, right? Now that's a coming together, and he broke his nose in essence. Then I said the afternoon, I said to Cole, actually, I said, you know what's going to happen later tonight in my game? There's going to be a dubious penalty award be awarded to Brighton.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing happened. The thing with it is, you can't even say like, I mean, like, Bram, I'll be honest, I said it earlier as well. When we played United, the penalty that we got was never a penalty. That was a point where you wish there was VAR, because VAR would have disallowed that. But then now you swing back to when they have the tool, the fools that are using the tool are not using it properly. Do you know what I mean? Like the interpretation or what? Seeing that we got, I think, like 5 minutes left before Easter comes up to his final thoughts. Are you still with me, bro?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, no, I asked you a question. Like, do you also feel that way? Like, you know what? I'm not gonna laugh at them. I'm not gonna laugh at, like, let's put it like this. United played West Ham, no? That effectively, that decision at the end, West Ham penalty, got Erik ten Hag sacked the next day. It gets managers sacked, but these fools are still remaining in their jobs. They'll spend 1 week in the championship. There's no accountability. It comes back. But the point that I've always been trying to make is it costs people jobs, but they are not being held accountable.
Exactly. That's the point. They don't get held accountable. They don't. The decision making and then Dermot Gallagher on a Monday on these ref watch, the reasons that they give for why they agree with the referee is just it's like it's a scripted, far-fetched script. You know, it's a scripted answer.
Yeah. I don't even watch it. I
It's
don't
like
watch
a
it.
manager. It's like a manager protecting his players in a post-match interview, saying certain shit to not out him. It's exactly the same
Me
fucking
personally,
principle.
I can only speak for myself. Me personally, I don't watch Sky Sports on a Monday for Dermot Gallagher because I'm gonna get annoyed. And this new Howard Webb show, the ref watch thing. The only bald person I love is two bald people, is the two of you right here on this panel. Those baldies, those white baldies, I fucking hate them. Like, Beast, I want to ask you a question. Your game against United, the Ligt one, did you think it was a penalty?
There was a handball before. The Ligt himself had a handball in that build-up.
So do you
Going
think
up.
he was making up for that one?
I don't think it's making up. My thing is, to be honest, it wasn't looked at. It wasn't because it's a harsh one. I've seen it being given before, and I think that's where the United fans are coming from. Harsher shit has been given before, which I understand the argument. Me personally, I don't feel that it was a penalty or a handball. But based on past decision making by the same fucking referees, it's been given before. So double standards. But double standards we can go through. We can use 1 weekend and find 10 examples of double standards in just one match, one game week.
Exactly.
And
Because
The Arsenal
I won't lie to
penalty,
you.
the Arsenal
I won't
penalty
lie
against
to you.
Brighton, against the Lieber. I've never seen something like that in my life.
The
I've
thing
never
is,
seen.
You know what, no? Forget about that. The problem with that was that happened the Saturday. United and Liverpool were the next day. The problem was me as a fan, I was so vexed at what happened to me the day before. I was like on a buzz of, you know what, if you gave a penalty like against that on me the day before, I expect that to be a penalty for Liverpool. Because that's the standard, that's the precedent you've set now. Anything is a penalty. That's where I'm coming from. And that's sad as a fan. Because deep down you know that's not a penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're killing the game.
You're killing the game. But again, look, there are a bunch of incompetent
Guys, but
and,
United's about to take the field, so
yeah. But love for jumping on, my brother. Peace to your
you,
final
guys.
thoughts, Ronnie.
Nah,
And big up to everyone in the comments, man.
Yeah, especially Aslam. Especially Aslam. He's been here with us for the whole 2 hours. Always in the comments.
Aslam was waiting for this for a while already. Aslam kept asking me in the festive period, when are you doing a pod? When are you doing a pod? I said, look, it's very difficult to get all the main guys on at the same time. But there will be one. I promise you when there's one, there's fire, and tonight was again a fire pod. So
I have
take us away with the final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I have one request from now up until the end of the season. With Liverpool being top and in the driving seat, for every pod after this, I want a companion, a Liverpool guy on with me. We'll start by Aslam. And from there, we'll just add one until someone else can come take Liverpool's spot and they can invite someone onto the pod. But at the moment, Spurs, they can only get one slot. United can only get one slot. Arsenal can only get one slot. If there's 2 Forest fans in Cape Town, they can come. That's it. But other than that, shot a lot, Davey.
All those Spurs fans, guys, okay, just before you go, true story. This is a true thing that happened, right? So, Spurs, Man United, the Carabao Cup game where Fraser Foster's calamities. A guy actually died.
Fraser took it to the limit that night. I've never seen you like that.
A Spurs fan died. They had a heart attack when the second goal in. True story.
Oh.
So all my companion Spurs fans are either in the old age home or they're at the 60 plus Grand West tables. There's no one my age that supports Spurs.
You know what? You're my favorite Spurs fan. No, don't worry. We don't need another.
There's nobody else.
Yes,
I don't know any young person. Have you ever met a young person that supports Spurs? Under the age of 50.
To be honest with you, I haven't seen any young Arsenal fans. I only know of one, and he's even like in his 20s already. I don't know of a young. You're talking teenagers. I don't know of one. That's a new age fan now. They're all gonna.
I was surprised. I saw a young guy with a Newcastle shirt. He was like a full on the Newcastle fan. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I think that's inheritance. That's everyone that's inherited that club from parents or grandparents or something.
Yeah. But guys, I'm off. I'm off.
Yeah, I can tell you guys one thing. If I was ever a kid, I will not tell him to support fucking Arsenal. That I don't want that going outside. But big up everyone in the comments. Love for staying with us throughout this joyous time. Love to Bram, love to Pista, love to Benny. It's DVD, it's Benny, it's Pista Roni, it's Hotspur Bram. Slap a like, subscribe, and we are out of here. Bless.
I am the one, everybody dumb. My pawns on my echo wood, then a loaded gun.